We're into late autumn. The year is slipping away and we need to get the winter canola planted in this field. In field 45, unfortunately, only half the field has any manure on it. Time to do something about it. So yeah, we've got our manure spreader filled up with more manure. We've got a little bit more from our pigs, so hopefully we've got enough to finish this field off. I want to get this done. I want to get this cleared because if we can do this and start getting the canola into this field today, that would be absolutely brilliant. It'll give it a chance to actually germinate before winter rolls around, which will protect the crop much better than just having the seed in the ground. If we planted it on day 6 of autumn, then it's unlikely to germinate before winter hits. And as a result, we're unlikely to have as much protection for it as it would otherwise. This is why we planted the winter wheat so early. The winter wheat is coming along nicely there, as you can see. And we need to actually get some fertilizer into that field at some point as well as probably getting the herbicide on it, because we have got some weeds. The corn has come ripe. The corn has actually come ripe. The trouble we've got with it is that it is it's too wet, and this is something we expected. Now this may not be the easiest thing to see today. We're still fairly early in the morning, but yeah, we can look. There we go. There is our gap. So we want to get this spread. We've not got a huge amount of it, and I'm not sure if I've got the variable spreading mod on here. But if we can get this to go a little way, just sort of fill this middle section up, it should be good. We'll have a look on the map here and see where we are fertilized on this field, and you can see we do have a fair amount of this field still to do. Whether we've got enough to get this field finished, we will find out. But we are right on the line here of where we want to get this done. And manure is a tough one. It doesn't go very far at all. And that's the biggest issue with it. Then I'm going to go round this island, because it's going to be difficult to do it otherwise. But it doesn't go very far, and you end up just having this patch on a field that's undone. Now we have got a little bit. We've not got a huge amount, and I want to get it onto this field before we plant the canola in it, because if we can do that, then what we're going to find is that we don't have to do quite so much later. However, I am very, very tempted in future just to go with the slurry. The slurry seems to go that little bit further. And you do get a lot of refilling, of course, with this as well. Right, there's our line. Let's line it up, and away we go again. And it is really quite a long job getting all of these fields done with the manure. If we can fill in this spot over here, though, that will do us really, really well. And you can see the advantage now of having gone round the island. It just gives us that little bit more space that we can work in. And I'm being very careful about what I can see on the ground, and where where I've already gone and done this, where I've already gone and spread manure on here, because we are getting through this end of the field, which is very good news. If we can make this one last, make this load last quite a while, that would be very good. That would help us a lot. But as I said, in this light, I'm having to put full beams and everything on, because in this light, it is fairly hard to see where we've been and where we haven't. To the point where I'm fairly sure we've got an area over the other side of the field there where we haven't been. Or, sorry, on the island where we haven't been. But it is a small change in ground texture. And I'll show you this. So you can see the ground texture around the edge here, and then you can see where it disappears, and it is the tiniest change. It's that and that. Just a, yeah, not a big difference at all. And then you add in the various bits like the shadows and things, and it just, yeah, it just makes it, it plays on it that much more. But we are getting this field covered. We've still got 27% left of this. And if we can make this go nice and far. Yeah, there we are. That has made that go there. And then I'm just going to box the other side of this in. That will then give us just that's a good amount that we've managed to cover with this load. Right up to the edge there. And then I'm coming round and whoa, cover that there. And actually not a huge area we need to fill in, but we are empty, so I need to go and refill this, and we'll see how much further the rest of this manure goes. Okay, we're back at the farm, and actually we need to open that up, make it easier for us to load. And you can see we've probably got, we might have another load or two in here. There is a slight issue with this area, and that is that this has a it has a hole in the back. So we're gonna have to try and clear up the manure from the other side. Now we may need to get the other tractor to move the seeder that we've got the other side of there. But it is, yeah, there is a definite hole in the back of this. So, grab this and see if we can get right up to the back. But I'll see if we can, yeah, you can see there. So we've got a pile of it out there. Now, whether there is a full trailer full left on here, and whether we're going to have to do a little bit of extra fertilizing on parts of the field, we shall see. I can adjust the spray rate, and I might reduce the spray rate and see if we can make this go a little bit further. Kind of, I think, what you would do, maybe. But if we half it and do it at sort of 10 square meters per hectare. No, that can't be right. Wow, that almost took all of that. That's good. Well, we'll have a look at the spray rate in a minute and see if we can adjust it down slightly, just to make this last bit go a bit further. And this takes about 5 loads of this. So there we go, and Now, has that taken it all from the other side? It hasn't. So we have got some the other side that we can get as well. What we need to do is get at it though. So let's put this one on here. And then what we can do is go and get our little Massey and get that seed out of the way. So yeah, we're looking at putting in winter canola and winter wheat. I have done a big adjustment to the our crop rotation, and the thing we're going to need to do is the first opportunity we have to put corn in, we need to put corn in. It's still going to be part of our rotation. It actually has to be part of our rotation in order to get the best out of it, but it is a bit more of a cover crop than anything else. It's there so that we can, if we can get it harvested, we will. But as you can see in the current year, we have this issue. Now, I'm just trying to, the way this trailer has got it so you have to hook up the other side of this pole, which obviously is not great. So we'll disconnect that now that we've got it into position, and we can just pull away, and hopefully I can get at it at another angle to then pull it out. If I can get close enough to it that it'll pull it over when we hook up. Yeah, there we go. So that pulls it over, hopefully out the way. No, not quite. But if I back it up like that. Oh man, this is well jammed in here. This has been pushed forwards by the manure, and that's why it's in such a position that's got it really stuck. It's one of those things where we need to use this area, but if we're going to have this problem with the manure, then we can't really. Right, there we go. So that is out and makes that accessible. This little Massey, this 3050 looks absolutely brilliant on this farm. I really, really dig it. It actually fits as a nice set of equipment on here. These three tractors are great. And this little JCB has done us amazingly well. Yeah, we'll get the rest of this manure. Wow, there's at least 2 bucketfuls here. It's done us absolutely brilliantly for its low powered use, and we've got a good range of tractors on here as a result that have just worked astoundingly well for us. And this is episode 51 episodes into this series, and we're looking at heading into year 3 on this map. We're gonna get through the winter, and as always, if there's less to do in winter, if we've not got a lot of stuff, i.e. the poplars aren't ready, then we want to get rid of those. We have had a great demand at wood chips, for wood chips obviously, but it's not as good as a price as we have been looking at getting in the winter and selling our first set of wood chips. We can't get that last little bit, but that'll do. We've filled everything up. Let's go and use the last of this, ready for next time when we can get our seeder out and get, there we go, and get the canola in. As I said, having returned our combine, I will be slightly miffed if the corn does actually come ripe. It will cost us a little bit to do that. Or the corn has come ripe. It'll if it dries out. But I don't think the weather is going to be that kind to us. I think we have got rain on the way today. Oh, wow, we actually don't. We don't have the greatest of drying days. I think we'll check the corn on the way through. So we'll have to reverse this out of here. Thankfully, no traffic coming. Yeah, let's head back to the field and go and take a look at our corn as we go past, because it's very possible that this corn could dry out enough for us to actually harvest come next game day. So let's have a look as we go past. I must say that the winter wheat is looking very healthy. That is in a great position for us to go forward into the winter, and for that to be a nice early crop next year. This is at 23%. That is going to be extremely close as to whether it's an overcast day today, but it's not a completely cold day. There is a possibility that it could dry out today and at the end of the day be ready to be harvested. So it's, yeah. Right, let's see where we are with this. So we've got quite a bit of field still to go. You can see where we filled in the bits. I am going to reduce our current spray rate. So we are doing 20 meters cubed per hectare. So volume wise, I am taking that down to 15. So we'll do 15 meters cubed. And this will just make this go that little bit further. We've got a starting point here. And that is still going down pretty fast. I think we'll half it. So we'll take that down. The lowest we can take that is 12. So we won't go any lower than that, as we can't. But that should allow us to get the rest of this field done. Hopefully. But we shall see. Right. The other trick with this is getting the right width on this return. It's fairly easy on the way out. Getting it on the return, that becomes a bit more difficult. There we go. So the return, of course, is here. We still have 72%. Will this last? And can we get this field finished off? You can see the other patch that we've already covered over there. If we've got 50% left at the end of filling this patch in, we might be okay. We might be able to get this all done. But it is one of those big question ones. Right, I'm going to make this a little bit easier on myself and try and go round and fill in the gap. Because it means I'm constantly then turning in the middle. Yep. And that actually makes things a lot easier doing that. Because I'm then always on this line here. And in fact, I think we've got, hopefully, we'll have only one more run. And that will fill this in at 55%. That does make it a little bit closer. But that is filling that in. That is absolutely perfect. 52, 51, 50. Ooh. This is going to be close. We have half left. We've got a little bit we've left out there. But we've got quite a lot of space still to fill with this. It will go as far as it goes in the end of the day. We will have to do a little bit of extra fertilizing, maybe on a couple of parts of the field, just to fill in these holes, which isn't great. I'd prefer not to have to do that, but if we have to, we have to. It's one of the perils of using manure, and maybe if we'd had a lower spray rate for it earlier on, we could have made this go a bit further and done the whole of this field. And this is the thing, the manure that we've had from the pigs this year has only been enough to do this field, and even then it may not be enough to do this field, which is quite, you know, kind of telling with the manure. The alternative is we can go and buy more manure. There is a manure purchase point on this map, I believe, and that would be great for us to do. But yeah, look at how quickly, even on the lower spray rate, look at how quickly that is going down. We're going to be at 25% before we know it. We've probably got 4 or 5 more lines to do here. And we're already gone from 50% down to a much lower. And in fact, I should have kept going in that space there. So we need to reposition ourselves, get this little bit filled in here, because otherwise we're going to come back to that and go, oh, why have I got a patch there? But yeah, it's not going to go quite as far as I'd hoped it would. In fact, I reckon we've probably got... we're so close. We are ridiculously close to getting all of this field done. And just don't quite have enough manure to do it. See, we're down to 12, yeah, so we've not got enough to do a length as long as that one again. However, if we head over this side of the field, this will be a much shorter length. And you can see, actually, we're nowhere near as far across the field as I thought I was. That is still quite a big area that needs doing. And we are nearly out of the manure. Yeah, 6, 5, 4. Right, I'm going to do this bit of headland here just to finish this off, so that we can see where we are. Yeah, 1% left. And how much field have we got? It's not a big strip, actually, in all fairness. But if I've got 1% left here, let's take this over this way. And just maybe we can fill in that. We've got a couple of patches over here that might get filled in. So here's one. Fill this in here. No, in fact, that is it. That didn't even fill that in. So there we go. So we're a little bit patchy still on field 45. We've got this big area here that will need a bit more fertilizer. Area here that will, and an area up the top corner there. Otherwise, we've got most of this field done with the manure, which is quite cool. So, yeah, that is where we're going to finish for today. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.